G'day, this is Tristan with Thumpstar. Today we're going to be unboxing an ATV125 and doing an instructional video on how you go about putting it together if you're not taking it to a mechanic or a dealer to put it together for you. First thing is the unboxing. To get the bike out of the crate, you're going to need a 14mm socket. Basically just go around and there's going to be bolts everywhere. Once the bike's out of the crate, you'll basically be able to lift off all your other parts. So you've got your front bull bar assembly, one of your front wheels either side, and then your back wheels here. You have to move that out of the way and pull them out. So in your spare parts bag slash bag, you get your front bull bar assembly, basically the front of your bike. You get your bar pad, your toolkit, which has your manual, a few miscellaneous little wrenches and tools that are quite handy to have. And this, you got your manual in here. Just bits of extra styrofoam for the seat padding, some zip ties, and your bar pad. At the back of the bike here, what you have to do is just pull your battery box out. That's your battery. And I suggest removing the plastic from the back shock while you're here. So now you can take the bike out of the box. Out of the crate completely. To get the bike completely out of the box, there will be 4 bolts on the back axle that comes across. Undo all those on this little metal piece and that will release the axle. First things first, I would suggest you get your battery set up. Open up the box. There'll be 2 sections. You'll have your battery and then you'll have your battery acid. Basically, you want to unwrap this and fill up your battery. Follow the instructions. So to fill up your battery, remove this top cover. It'll reveal all the aluminum foil headings. Then you're going to want to remove the foil cover on the actual battery, exposing that. Then what you're going to do is take this from the sharp side up and push it in. So in your box as well, there'll be a small bag with screws and small square pieces in it, looking like that. Just get that out while your battery's draining. Make sure the sulfuric acid is draining into your battery. Make sure it's completely drained out, like so. Just give them a little squeeze. And then once it's all drained out, give it a little shake. And then you're going to carefully remove this. I would suggest wearing gloves while doing so. Carefully remove that. Do not get any on your skin. Put it in the box to throw away. Then you're going to take this small cap that says do not open and put it on top of the battery and push down. This seals your battery and stops the battery acid from getting back out. Once that's all done, you'll have your sealed battery. Put it to the side for a little bit later with the screws. Make sure you do not lose them. Okay, so the next step is removing all of the plastic on the bike and things holding your CVs and front hubs in place. So just cut the tie, remove the plastic, and your front axle and steering setup will be revealed. Take the plastic off the shock. Make sure you take the tires off. And do that for the rest of the bike. Alright, so once we come to this area, you'll see that when packaged, you'll have to rotate the hub out. So when packaged, it looks like this. To let it go, basically rotate out, around, and down. and that releases the hub to where it will actually sit. You want to move this ball joint so it's facing upwards, remove the cotter pin and bolt from it, and the washer. And on this bottom of the hub, just here, you're going to want to connect that to here. Just guide it through the hole. The bearing ball joint should twist a little bit. Lift the swing arm up, it helps sometimes. And then you're going to put this washer and this bolt on. So you're going to use your 18mm spanner to tighten that bolt. Stop it. So when tightening the bolt, make sure one of these gaps meets up with the small hole in the center, and the cotter pin that came out is going to go back through. And you're going to get a set of pliers like this, split the cotter pin, and bend it upwards. This basically prevents that bolt from ever coming undone. And the next step is going to be putting your shock in. So you've got this bolt here, and all you're going to do is loosen off the nut on the other side. Pull that bolt out, your shock should slide in, and then you're going to lift the A-arm up to meet the hole and put the bolt back in to where the shock is. Like so. Then that is a 14mm on this side, and a 13mm on this side, and a 14mm on the other side. Just use a ratchet and a spanner to tighten those up. Alright, so once you've done that, you've attached it to the bottom, you're just going to check these two bolts here, make sure they're tight so this ball joint doesn't move around, and then take a 22 spanner and tighten this bolt down here just to make sure that it's not loose. Then you're going to get your swing arm or your steering arm. Again, pull the cotter pin out. You may have to bend it. Remove the bolt and don't lose the washer. Okay, so on the back of the hub there's another hole here. What you're going to do is pull the steering arm in, line it up so the hole might match up. You may have to bend it a little bit, and then you're going to guide it into the hole. And it should pop in, and then you can just guide it down and push it down. Then you're going to put the washer, this washer on the bottom, and the bolt. Just thread the bolt to begin with so you can tighten it up later. Like so. And thread the bolt on. Again, that's going to be a 17mm to tighten up. And then remember, because it's upside down, you're going to be going the opposite direction. It's going to be going counterclockwise. Take a 17mm spanner and just begin tightening it. Once it's starting to tighten up, make sure you give it a good turn to make sure it's completely tight. And then you're going to have to look through and notice where the hole is on the bolt so you can put your cotter pin through. And basically once that's done, feed your cotter pin through, bend it, then you're going to come to the wheel. So there's 4 bolts in the wheels, which are all 10 mils. You're going to want to remove all of those. Pause it. And then you're going to get your front wheel, which is the wheel that looks like this. Notice there's no hub in the middle. Line it up onto the axle. And get at least 1 bolt in so you can line the wheel up. Yep. Then just feed the rest of the bolts in and tighten them up. Once tight, that's this side complete. Just repeat the exact same steps that we did for this side on the other side of the vehicle. And now we come to the back side of the bike. For this part, you're going to have to bend the cotter pin so it slides out, push that out, undo this nut, and remove the nut and washer. Before you go to put the wheel on, make sure you smear a bit of grease on this axle. Alright. Now you're going to want to take your wheel like this, that looks like this, and slide it onto the axle like so. Then you put the washer on, put the nut on, and then once tightened, you'll be able to put this cotter pin back through. Okay, to set up your handlebars, all you have to do is lift them up to the height that would suit you. Make sure you loosen off these bolts a little bit because that allows you to have more adjustment. And then lift it up so they're straight. And then you're going to use a 10mm to tighten all 4 bolts. Make sure that you tighten all 4 bolts evenly, just so it gets an even clamp on the handlebars. Our front bash guard / bull bars on. So there's 4 10mm bolts here and here. These two have a nut on the other side. Remove all these bolts. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is line up the bottom holes with these 2 bolts and get one of the long bolts for the bottom in first so it holds it in place. Like so. And just screw it in by hand so it's held in place, and you can get the rest of the bolts in before tightening. Alright, now coming to the back of the bike, we're going to be installing the carry rack like this. What you're going to do is there's going to be 4 bolts on either side, here, here, and on the other side. Just remove those bolts. To start off with, get the front bolt on this in, as the back bolt is your slider. Just get it in and do the same for the back. Just get it in so it's lined up, and then repeat the same step on the other side and tighten them. Alright, and one of the final steps is connecting up your fuel system. Make sure you do this before you put gas in the bike, otherwise fuel will everywhere. Basically slide the fuel line on and put the clamp over it. Alright, so you'll have that packet, open up that packet, and you'll have these 4 nuts and bolts. Slide the square bolts into the terminals of the battery on either side, like so. Then you're going to lower the battery into the compartment. Make sure your positive is on this side of the bike and your negative is on the other side. And then to actually attach, peel back the rubber to expose the actual terminal. Place the terminal onto the battery. Put the bolt through. And to tighten it up, just a Phillips screwdriver in the top. And push down and tighten up. You'll see as you're tightening it up, that small terminal will start lifting up onto the bolt, and eventually the bolt will tighten up completely. And repeat the same step for the other side. Peel back the rubber, put the bolt through, onto the terminal, and screw down. You may need to lift these small squares inside the terminals up with your finger to make them engage. And then cover the terminals again with the terminal protectors. To put your seat back on, you'll have a bolt here, which will match up with the front of this. Line that up, push your seat on, and then give it a tap down. That's your seat down. So one of the last steps is filling up the tires. You're going to want to go to 24 psi on the front and 10 psi on the back. Remove the fuel cap on the ATV125. What you have to do is push down on this orange bit and rotate it counterclockwise. And the last thing to do before being able to ride your fully assembled ATV125 is remove the plastic on the exhaust cover. If you leave that on, that'll melt and possibly catch fire. So make sure you remove that. And pull the paper protection off of your plastics, revealing the Thumpstar colors. And here you have your fully assembled Thumpstar ATV125.
We got to turn it on, turn it on, turn it on.